Did y'all see Peloton? Let's talk about Peloton real quick. So I'm worried about it. This could be the fake out. This could be the bottom today, and maybe everybody's nervous. Today. Yeah, that's right. That call's right here on Dre Trades. And if you were to look at my channel and scroll just to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos ago on how to trade Peloton, you would have saw that trade and made yourself a cool 15%. Well, I digress. Well, the reason why I brought that up is because today we're going to talk about Peloton and we're going to talk about this market. There's a couple of stocks that I want to talk about, and those stocks was Peloton, NIO, Lulu, I'm looking at my notes here, Tesla, AMD, and Carvana. Carvana we don't usually talk about on this channel, but we're going to talk about it today because it's something I want you to see. And I'll give you a hint. These stocks kind of look a little bearish, maybe, I don't know. I just want to show you what they all have in common, which bothers me. But let's talk about the market and today's action, because if you remember in the video I did last night, I was talking about the good news and the bad news. And it's so far today, which I kind of called this bounce that I was like, I got some good news for you. So it looks like the good news is playing out. Let's just kind of look at it real quick. And it's basically the opposite of yesterday. So let's go to the charts. Not the charts. We're going to look at Finviz. my favorite charting website. Okay, anyway, here's what's going on. Right now it's 3:21 on May 13th, and look at the Dow at the highs of the day up 152, 1%, 1.52%. Nasdaq is a little weaker, and the Nasdaq is the index that we're worried about with these interest rates rising, right? It affects the Nasdaq the most, these high growth stocks that you're paying big bucks for. Yeah, so the Nasdaq is making, it's nice. It's up 0.82. That's nice under the circumstances. And the S&P pushing up against the daily highs at 1.41. The Dow being the best index. And when you look at the heat map, everything's green. Like the opposite, you had to put your sunglasses on, right? Put your sunglasses on to look at all that bright red. Yesterday was crazy. I mean, it was bright red. And Tesla is down. Tesla kind of shot themselves in the foot by kind of denouncing Bitcoin, saying that they're not you can't buy a Tesla with Bitcoin no more, like many people was doing that anyway. I mean, how many people did that? But anyway, so Bitcoin's tanking, and all the stocks that have Bitcoin on a balance sheet, like Tesla, MicroStrategy, Square, they all kind of going lower because Elon Musk, the crypto king, let's call him, because anything he says is what these things trade on. I mean, what kind of how you have volatility like that from one man? Anyway, that's another video on its own. Y'all know what I'm trying to get at, but he kind of says he's not taking it no more because the carbon footprint that it leaves on a single transaction. So it causes Bitcoin to go down 10-15%. So the stocks that are holding Bitcoin in a balance sheet that we all know of is kind of going down as well. So Tesla down 2.8%, but everything else, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So let's go into the charts so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's start with Peloton. Now, this is the Peloton chart. This is the daily chart. And the thing that I want to point out between Peloton, NIO, Lulu, Tesla, AMD, and Carvana, well, not really Carvana, but the other 5, is, and there's even more. But these are the 5 I'm talking about. So these are not all of them, but these are just the 5 that I picked out, that they all have this head and shoulders pattern in common. That's kind of got me worried. I'm basically seeing a lot of head and shoulders being drawn on these charts, so it's got me worried. These are the 5 that I'm going to bring up, or the 5 that I remember bringing up and like, wow, another head and shoulders. Wow, another head and shoulders. Wow, another head and shoulders, right? So Peloton, head and shoulders. That video that you saw in the beginning is right there, man. I made that video at the end of the market, and I was saying that this is the bottom. So if you got in there, you're up 17%. You're up 17% on that call, because go check out that video, because there was things that I saw that was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying that this thing is going to the moon, because also in that video, to the moon. See what Elon's got me saying? All right, I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not sure that this thing is going to the moon, because I said if it breaks 100, basically, I think it's a sure thing that it continues to go up. So that's my magic level, because this thing is still in a downtrend and it can turn down. But I just had a feeling that we was bouncing there, and that's that. So here's Peloton. There's your Head and Shoulders. I'm just like it. You know, you can see it a little clearly on the weekly, right? How about I clear all of this out? Can I clear the drawings? There it is, you know, and here's the neckline. So it's still a little too soon to say that they're going to, it's going to reject the Head and Shoulders and not break. But always said, if it does reject it, that's what I love about Head and Shoulders pattern, because it's never sideways. It's always rapidly down or rapidly up. And so far, we're up 16% off that low. It looks like we might go rapidly up. And 100 is my target to consider getting on board. All right, so that's Peloton. Let's look at NIO. Go back in my video history and you'll see that I said that this is going lower, right? And you can see there is the Head and Shoulders. How about I clear all that out so you can see it a little better? Maybe you can see it better on a daily. No, let's go to the weekly. Yeah, so basically here is the neckline that is drew, and there's the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and I'm thinking this one's gonna break. Look, the market is ripping, and this thing is down 7%. Okay, so I think NIO's gonna still break. It's leaving this consolidation area, and it looks like it's trying to head lower in a hurry, right? On a day that the market's up 1.5%. This one is not participating at all. So I worry about that Head and Shoulders as well. Now, here's a stock that I always worry about. Well, that I was in. I actually I had to pull my trades off. I just didn't like the way it was trading. Here's Lululemon. See, I got all kinds of annotations on there because I was playing this stock. And here's the neckline. By the way, when you draw Head and Shoulders patterns, they're not always perfect Head and Shoulders. They could be on an uptrend, a downtrend, and they're not always picture perfect. But those picture perfect ones are the ones that really play out to the downside if it's a Head and Shoulders, or if it's inverse Head and Shoulders upside. Those ones are like gold, right? The ones that just picture perfect. So kind of just keep that in mind. Here is the neckline. And you can see your left shoulder here. I guess I'll draw it out because this is not the greatest. Here's your head, right? And here is your right shoulder. And then I'm thinking we could break down to the downside like that. This one is up 4.37, which is 1.43%. That's good. That's good. And it didn't quite reach the neckline on this one. And if it doesn't, by the way, it's not a Head and Shoulders. If it just doesn't complete itself, it's just not a Head and Shoulders. So it needs to complete. But Lulu is another one that I'm seeing. It's just like, what? Let's pull up Tesla. Tesla's down today. Oh, man. And let me clear this out. This is those ones that's not perfect because this one is drawn this way. All right, so here's your left shoulder, right? Your head, and then your right shoulder. And of course, this trend line is the neckline, and you could see it already broke down 3.78% today. With 30 minutes left in trading, it's down $22. So this one broke already, right? So, generally when it breaks, we go down, the distance from the head to the neckline. So, what is this? How many points is that? What's the rate? Wow, 276 points. Are we going to drop 276 points? Well, if we do, that's going to put us down here about basically somewhere right around 374, but I'm trying to round it off to this. Maybe we go down to this support right there. I'll go ahead and draw the level, and I'll kind of circle it, right? So when I come back to this chart, let's see if we're going to be in this area somewhere. That's huge right there. But by the way, if that happens, Kathy Woods, remember, this is the biggest stock in the ARK. By the way, I think her stocks are being targeted. Yeah, I just think that, I know I don't like some of her picks, but I just think they're being targeted. She posts the picks every day and all the trades. It's very interactive, fun, which is good. that's a good thing, but I don't know. I think it's working against her now as people just using her portfolio and shorting the shit out of what's in it, so I can't even speak. She could get no traction, man. I actually feel sorry for her. But maybe I think that they need to reconsider the transparency and maybe release it every week or every month or so and show what's going on in the fund. All right, so there it is, man. Tesla, head and shoulders. And like I said, I'm seeing this a lot on a lot of stocks. And there's the target. And so far, so good, being down 3% today. All right, the last one I want to bring up is AMD on a up day. On an up day, this thing is down 1.73%, right? So this one is not the strongest. I just went to the daily, but I'm going to go ahead and draw it. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go ahead and draw it anyway. Here's your neckline. Here's your left shoulder, right? Your right shoulder. This one, I'm sorry, your right shoulder, your head. This is not the greatest one, by the way, but that's what I'm kind of seeing, right? So, and you can see it breaking, right? So let me go ahead and clear this out. I'm going to draw it like this. I'm going to draw it like that. And just draw lines over the left shoulder, the head, right? It's a double-headed monster, and then the right shoulder. So that's, that's the kind of what you want to see, the up, the next up, and then you see it's about to break. So I worry about this AMD, man. I was in AMD right about, what is it, about 70, upper around 80, close to 80, trying to make plays above 100 and all that. And man, it just didn't work out. I got out somewhere around the 89 level, just done with the trade. It's weird that there's chip shortages and these chip stocks cannot get any traction. So I don't know what that means. Maybe they can't get the parts to put out the chip. Maybe they can't keep up with it. I don't know. All I do here is look at these charts, and that chart told me to get in, and then it told me to get out. So I'm not in the AMD anymore, even though I like it. If you watch my videos, I was always recommending the SMH. Let's look at the SMH here, and this is not the greatest either, but you got a little diversification going on, and you're not just strong AMD. You're kind of in everything. And at least this one's up, right? 1.84 from the top to the bottom, though down 13%. So I like this one over any individual chip, other than maybe if you want to play NVIDIA. I'm really loving NVIDIA. And look at that trend line break right there. Boom! Just saying, hey, I want to go lower. And by the way, I'm going to clear this out, because I'm glad I drew the SMH out, because I'm going to just do this real quick. And that's your left shoulder. It's not, like I said, they're not the greatest. And there's your right shoulder here. Right? And here is, come on, draw the shoulder. And here is that neckline. All right, so, yeah, and there's the break. So we go down the distance between the top of the head and the neckline, and, put us down here somewhere, the 200. Right, 200, 202, something like that. I didn't measure it completely, so I'll do it. I had 33 points from the neckline down. That puts us right about, 207, 206. So in this area, it looks like this level of support right here, maybe we bounce right there. And I'll go ahead and draw my circle for future references, and I think we're going to there in the SMH. All right, I was talking about the SMH because we was talking about the AMD, but I like the SMH over AMD because, they might do an Intel on you, right? And if AMD does an Intel, look at that chart, right? I mean, this thing's just been it gets shellacked every 3-4 months. So, you don't want AMD to come out with some bad news and then this bam, SMH, the ETF can absorb these hits because it's not all AMD. And the last one I want to talk about is Carvana, Cvna. And this one is not head and shoulders. By the way, I love this stock. I missed the trade. I was in this thing at 50, and right in here, I got nervous and just got out. I should have rolled that thing on up, boy. Anyway, I worry about last week's candle and how it put in an outside, I'm going to take it all the way to here, right? An outside week for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I know, yeah, so you look at that and you're like, wow, that's powerful. Generally, it's pretty powerful if it's an outside week measured against the prior week. But this one is an outside week measuring against the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, against the last 8 weeks. In 1 week. In 1 week, it was up, it was the high, and then the low, right? So wait a minute. This one doesn't count. All right, so, but it's close enough. I'm counting it. Anyway, so I worry about that. And you could see how it's breaking out of the level of support, right? It just broke down for the most part. And there it goes. So Carvana, I worry about it. Not quite a head and shoulders, but weak. Okay, just weak. I probably could draw several head and shoulders up in this little daily chart, but you see this thing was chopping around, constantly hitting this. Let me clear this out because my line wasn't the greatest. Now that I got the daily up, I'll probably go something like that. And, we was getting the bounces to the T, right there. You could play this like, man, this was perfect. But right here, what the hell happened? It did not bounce. It wants to go. It cut through this like butter, right? So I worry about this. And that was an outside week. And yeah, we got to find a new level. From there, which was just May 3rd, 10 days ago, to here, down. Okay, what does that say? Down 24%, right? In 1 week. Down 24%. That is a serious drop right there. Look at that volume too. God. All right. So I just wanted to drop some things that I was concerned with and kind of give myself on the Peloton. You got to watch the videos. You got to hit the notifications because I got many more videos like that. But I figure I showcased that one to kind of let you know what Dre Trades do over here. To let you know I read these charts pretty good by keeping it real simple, right? Because that's the key, man. Keep it simple. All I do is draw trend lines, right? And for the most part, they work. All right, so thanks for watching. This is Dre Trades. Hopefully the bounce continues, Yes, hopefully it continues. But we was very oversold. So, of course, we're going to get a bounce. So it doesn't mean that we go to new highs. We can. I mean, a bounce is nice, but it's a bounce, So the short-term trend was down. So we need to kind of start going up to kind of break that. So let's see. All we can do is see and wait. But, play it. By the way, there's a lot of deals out there. There's a lot of deals. We've seen Carvana was just down 25% in a week. Not saying that's the greatest stock to buy or anything like that, because we showed how it was the stock not to buy. But there's a lot of deals like that. If you like, I always say buy something if you like. If you like it, just buy it. If it goes lower, get it lower, get it lower, get it lower, right? If you want to be one of those long-term, I'm not saying quick trade because we don't know when the falling knife is going to stop. But if you just, hey, I want to be on Carvana long-term. I really believe in this company. It's going to be the future of used cars. And everybody's going to be buying Carvana, forever. And it's just going to wipe out every used car. If you feel like that, you want to be kind of scooping up any kind of sale it gives you, right? I mean, if you go to Kroger or your local grocery store and they put bread on sale, is bread a good example? How about Doritos chips? If they put that on sale for 20% off, you're like, oh, wow, that's a good deal. I'm going to get it because you like Doritos, right? But then you go back again and it's down like 40%. You're like, man, I should have waited. But you know what? You buy more even at 40% off, right? So it's kind of like that. You see a good sale, you say, yeah, I'll pick up some. Why not? Anyway, so that's how I kind of look at it. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. It's Dre Trades. Subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I drop those gold nuggets or Bitcoin nuggets. Doge. By the way, you see the Bitcoin Doge? All right, thanks for watching, y'all. I'm Dre.